Alright, I'm going to take you through lesson 5 problem set. Now, I expect you to work out the problem yourself and then check your work. Okay? So let's go and get started. First one is express as decimal numerals. The first one is done for you. And you can see what they've done is here they have 4 thousandths and they've written a decimal as 4 thousandths in standard form. So this is what we're going to be doing right here. So easiest way to do this is to go ahead and read this. And it says 24 thousandths. Now, since it says thousands, I could come over here and put 24 right here. But we know I cannot put 2 digits in one place value unless I'm working with unit form. And we need to get in standard form. So now I'm going to take this 2, and I'm going to move it over to one place value. And now we have 24 thousandths. Get rid of that 2. There we go. And in the empty placeholder, I need to put a 0. And it's very common to put a 0 and the 1 when you have a decimal fraction less than 1. So this would end up to be 0.024 thousandths. All right. Let's try the next one. Next one says, and I'm going to erase these so that we can see it. For the next one, it says we're going to have 1 and 324 thousandths. Well, this and is very important because that's my decimal point. And I can see my decimal point is right here. And it says 1 and, so I'm going to put a 1 here. It says 324 thousandths. So once again, I could put 324 thousandths right here. But then my 2 would have to go to here, and my 3 would have to go to here, because we cannot maintain them all in a one place value. So now we have 1 and 324 thousandths. All right. Let's try our next one. 608 thousandths. Now you notice there's no and in there. It just says 608 thousandths. And it says thousandths. So if I take and put 608 thousandths, we're right back to that same point where I have to move these digits over because I cannot have 2 of them in the same spot, in the same place value. So I'm going to go ahead and erase these now that I've moved it. And there's our 608 thousandths. And it's a decimal right here, and very common that we put a 0 in front. All right. Okay, so the next one, if you notice, it says 608 thousandths. Our last one only said 608 thousandths, but this is and. We know our and is right here with a decimal, and it says 600, so 600 and 8 thousandths. Well, that means we have to put an 8 in the thousandths, and we have to put our placeholders. So now we got 600 and 8 thousandths. Okay. Now, next one is in fractional form, but it's the same as saying 46 thousandths. So if I put 46 thousandths here, I know I got to move that 4 over to here. So I end up with, and then let me get rid of the extra 4 that's in there. And then we have an empty place value, which you have to put a 0 in, and then it's very common for fractions less than 1 to put a 0 in front. So now we got 0.046, and we read that as 46 thousandths. Now this next one, look at this, we have a 3 in front of the fraction. Well, that's a mixed number. Now 3 is a whole number, so we know that is 3 and 946 thousandths. So now I'm going to go and put it in the place value chart. And it's 3 and, now we should be seeing this by now, I'm going to have to put 946 thousandths. All right, last one for this page. Our next one's 200 and 904 thousandths. Well, I think you'll see from the last one, this 200 is a whole number. It's before the fraction. So all we have to deal with is a 904 thousandths. So we'd have to put our 4 in the thousandths place and fill the rest of it in. So it'll be 200 and 904 thousandths. Now we're supposed to express each one of these in words. And it's very easy sometimes to get mixed up. So sometimes if you use a place value chart, I can put 0, 0, 0, 5. Now I can see this is 5 in the thousandths place. So this is 5 thousandths. So it says words, so 5,000 and then THS, 5 thousandths. Okay, let me clear our place value chart. Now the next one says 11 and. So I'm going to put this one in here. It's 11 and 037, and I can read that as 37 thousandths. So that's 11 and, for the decimal, 37 thousandths. See, the place value chart helps us just identify that final place value we have to write in. Now our last one, we know it's 403.608. Now, we're going to read the first part of this just like a normal number. So that's 403. Not 403, because that would put the decimal here. So 403. Now comes a decimal. And now we're going to read the whole number again. 608. Now we need to say the place value. Thousandths. Okay. All right. Now we're going to be doing expanded form this time. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to place the number in the place value chart. We have 0 and 249 thousandths. Now the way you do expanded form is you take the digit times the place value. So I'd go 2 times 1/10 and 4 times 1/100, 9 times 1/1000ths. Now the only thing we have left to do after this is we have to add the place values together. So we end up with 2 times 1/10 plus 4 times 1/100 plus 9 times 1/1000ths. Now, if you notice that these are expressed in fractional form, the other type of expanded form you can do would be 2 times, and you would write this fraction as a decimal, 1/10, plus 4 times, and I'd write this one as 100th, plus 9 times, and I would write this one as 1,000. So both these are exactly the same. They're equal to each other. Okay. Now let's try it again with this one. And once again, I'm going to write it in 57 and 281 thousandths. I'm taking the place value, and I'm going to write it down here this time. 5 times 10, because that's the place value. 7 times 1. 2 times 1/10. 8 times 100th, and 1 times 1,000th. Now all I have to do is come back and add the place values to each other. And there's our expanded form. Now, once again, the second type of standard form you could have is when you write it as decimals instead of fractions. So this would be 2 times 0.1 plus 8 times 0.01 plus 1 times 0.001. All right, now for these next ones, we're given expanded form, and we're going back to standard form. So, easiest thing is to go ahead and read these. And I'm going to start here. 7 times 10. That tells me there's 7 tens. Then this here, addition sign right here tells me I'm going to the next place value. 4 times 1. 6 times 1/10, 9 times 1/100th, and 2 times 1/1000th. So our answer is 74 and 692. Okay, our next one. I'm going to go and write them in again. 5 times 100. That's going to give me 5 hundredths. 3 times 10 will give me 30. 3 tens. 8 times 1/10. I have to put the 8 in the 10th spot. You notice there's nothing in the ones. So that means I have to put a 0 there. Then we have 9 in the thousandths place. Now once again, there's nothing in the hundreds. So I have to put a 0 there. So our answer now is 530 and 809 thousandths. Okay, our last one. We're going 4 in the thousandths place, 2 in the hundreds place, 7 in the ones place. Oh, you notice I skipped a place value. I have to put a 0 in there. 3 times the 1/100ths. Oh, skipped a place value. Another 0. And 4 times 1,000ths. So our answer for this one, once we put the decimal point in, would be 4,201 and 34 thousandths. Okay, on the next one it says, Mr. Pham wrote 2 and 619 thousandths on the board. Christy says it is 2 and 669 thousandths. 2 and 619 thousandths. Amy says it is 2 ones, 6 tens, 109 thousandths. Who is right? Well, let's start by just plugging what they're saying it is into the place value chart. So, Chrissy says it's 2 and 619 thousandths. So it'd be 619 thousandths. And this here is Christy. Now the next one was Amy. Amy says it has 2 ones, 6 tenths, 100th, 9 thousandths. Now wants to know who is right, Christy or Amy. Well, obviously, they are both right. Christy was using word form, and Amy was using unit form. 2 ways of expressing the exactly same number. All right, I hope this helped you, and we'll see you back in class.